World's biggest animals. Let's tell the truth. Nature will never stop surprising us. And nature doesn't just include trees and the deep dark ocean. Animals are nature too, right? Today, we're going to surprise you in a big way with a look at the world's biggest animals. Get ready for some real Chungus selections. The blue whale is a marine mammal that is the largest animal that's ever lived, even bigger than dinosaurs. You'd probably guess when you hear the largest animal ever, they'd eat humans, right? But no, they don't eat people. To get eaten by a blue whale, you'd basically have to swim straight inside of them. They're actually very friendly to humans, and they only attack when they feel threatened or frightened. They feast on krill, and their stomach can hold 2,200 pounds of the tiny crustaceans at one time. That's a pretty big binge. And because of their huge body, they require around 40 million krill daily during the summer feeding season. The current threats they face are entanglement in fishing gear, reduced zooplankton production due to habitat degradation, collisions with vessels, and disturbance from low-frequency noise, like ping-ponging from a submarine. Ping! Since a lot of the threats they're facing aren't related to nature, it's kind of up to us humans to try to ensure that the blue whales live on and on, right? We can't list the world's big animals without having a giant croc, can we? Saltwater crocodiles love to bask on land and float in water. Kinda sounds like me on summer vacation. They have an average lifespan of 70 years, and they can get up to 17 feet and weigh 1,000 pounds. Kinda like me during winter vacation. They're native to saltwater habitats and range from India's east coast to across Southeast Asia and even northern Australia and Micronesia. Considering they're crocodiles, it's not surprising they're very excellent swimmers. Like the blue whale though, saltwater crocodiles would rather avoid people than confront them. The aggression is instilled by its sheer size combined with competition with other crocodiles. So when it comes to Nile crocodiles, you might just want to flash a smile from a mile away. You're probably wondering if this chicken even exists. Well, yes, the Brahma Chicken is unique. It's an American chicken breed. Of course, America's got big chicken. It's actually very pleasant to have around with friendly behaviors. The largest Brahma chicken is called Maracli. It's 3 feet tall and weighs 17 pounds. They're also really good egg layers. They produce an average of 150 eggs annually. That's a lot of good omelets right there. They live about 5 to 8 years with a very slow growth rate. They were developed in the United States from birds that were imported from the Chinese and Shanghai. They served as the main American meat breed from the 1850s up to around 1930. You may actually find it hard to believe, but today's Brahma chicken is actually a bit smaller compared to its ancestors. If you want to keep these kinds of chickens though, make sure you got a nice spacious coop. They really like to stretch those big long chicken legs out, somewhere around the tune of 4 square feet per bird. The whale shark is mostly referred to as a gentle giant. Hard to believe from a shark, right? They grow up to 12 meters long, and they're the largest living non-mammalian vertebrate. The whale shark has a mass of 42,000 pounds. That is a lot of shark. It's a slow-moving, filter-feeding animal that feeds mostly on plankton and small fish. They're actually really sweet animals and don't attack humans. The more you hear about the whale shark, the more you want to kind of give them a hug. They're known to have 2 major blind spots in front of the snout and right behind the head, making people tend to believe they're blind. To protect themselves from danger, they have a protective mucus layer on their skin and tiny tooth-like scales that cover the skin, and therefore causing me to retract my statement about giving them hugs. Crushing any of my whale shark dreams out there. Their scales actually cause a shark burn, which gives a very painful bruise. So while they might not eat you and they're actually very sweet, you still want to keep your distance. Did you know the African elephant is one of only 2 species of elephants? The other being the Asian elephant. To know which one you're looking at, you have to check their ears and their trunk. It's actually kind of funny. The Asian one has ears shaped like the Indian subcontinent, while the African one has larger ears shaped like Africa. It's kind of like they're walking around with a couple maps stuck to their head. As for the trunks, the Asian elephant has 1 fingertip at their trunks, while the African elephant has 2 fingertips at their trunks. Anybody want to give these big fellas a handshake? It's the largest land animal with a height of 10.5 feet and weighing up to 6 tons. I feel bad for their joints carrying all that weight around. During birth, they're around 300 pounds and have a lifespan of 60 to 70 years. Sadly, they face threats of extinction due to the ivory trade. I'd prefer when people talk about tickling the ivory that it's still attached to the elephant personally. Their numbers are reducing every minute. There's now about 415,000 African elephants left in the world. Because of this, humans should strive to prevent poaching and make sure that these majestic giants never disappear. The colossal squid is an enormous squid that lives in the Southern Ocean near Antarctica. The first one was found in 1981 near the coast of Antarctica. Ever since, many colossal squids have been found deep in the Antarctic Ocean. It's the largest ocean animal in terms of mass, weighing up to 2,000 pounds and a length of up to 14 meters. But for anyone who's seen an old pirate story with a giant squid, or been on a cruise ship and thought, what if this is the day the giant squid finally attacks the boat? Don't worry, they can't sink a ship. They don't like any creature the size of humans. That's why they stay deep in the waters, where most creatures like humans can't dive to. They defend themselves with their tentacles, which are covered with suckers equipped with strong, sharp hooks, used in both capturing prey and fighting off predators. Komodo dragons are the heaviest and most dangerous reptiles in the world. Its habitat is in the tropical forest or across the islands of Lesser Sunda in the harsh climate of Indonesia. This dragon weighs about 300 pounds and is capable of running at a speed of 20 kilometers an hour. They have very strong jaws, and anyone bitten by it could die from the bite, as Komodo dragons have poisonous bacteria in their jaws. Honestly, the only thing this dragon doesn't do is breathe fire, which is kinda sad, because honestly, if they breathed fire, that would make them way cooler. Be careful though, because if you're bit and infected by the poisonous bacteria, most victims don't last more than 24 hours. This is why when you're anywhere where Komodo dragons are found, you're advised to avoid them at all costs. These creatures fall under the category of amphibians and are one of the largest salamanders in the world, and as such are also one of the largest amphibians in the world. They have a mass of around 60 pounds for adults, with a height of nearly 6 feet lengthwise. They're pretty old creatures too. Believe me when I tell you, they tend to live as long as our grandparents, and evolution-wise have seen the dinosaurs come and go. The Chinese giant salamanders belong to a very ancient group of salamanders. Also, you want to know a fun fact? Now don't ask me how I know, but apparently giant salamanders taste like chicken? Just some food for thought. They can live for more than 70 years. Unfortunately, there's less than 50,000 of them left in the world. They don't have gills, which would help them breathe oxygen underwater, but they have adapted to the environment. Hence, they can breathe in and out of the water without any trouble. You've probably never heard of Goliath beetles. And if you say you do know about Goliath beetles, I'm calling you out to let us know what you know about them in the comments, cause I don't believe you, Timmy. Goliath beetles can be found in Africa's tropical forests, where they feed on fruit and tree sap. They weigh 100 grams and are around 5 inches in length. To some people, 5 inches might seem small, don't you dare go there, but for a beetle, that's considered pretty huge. It's funny how Goliath beetles don't have teeth, but they have mandibles that deliver a sharp pinch. Apart from that, they're also really strong. They can lift a load 850 times heavier than their own weight. It might seem crazy, but Goliath beetles can also make great pets. Though you might want to have some experience, they can be difficult for newbies. Or you can be a virtual Animal Crossing pro like me. They sell for 8,000 bells each at Nook's Cranny. As far as that goes, it's way worth taking care of them. The eggs of the Goliath beetle hatch 12 to 14 days after they've been deposited. So if you keep Goliath beetles, be careful about keeping the boys and the girls separated. Unless, of course, in about 2 weeks, you want to call in Goliath Pest Control. And with that, it's now time for today's best pick. Today's photo was sent to us by a subscriber, so if you come across a photo online and you want to know more details about it, just send it over to us. We might even feature it in our future video. This photo shows a man who seems to have hunted down a gigantic bear. The poacher standing behind a helpless gigantic bear. The grizzly bear may be the strongest, but it sure isn't the largest bear. That trophy goes to the Kodiak bear. The actual origin of the photo isn't very clear, but the photo has been used in many videos as thumbnails for other online written pages and YouTube videos talking about very big animals. If you actually know the story about this photo, let us know in the comments down below. But that summarizes our list of the world's biggest animals. Which one of these gigantic animals was the most interesting, or which was your favorite? Let us know in the comment section down below. And as always, thank you all so very much for watching.